What's up, gamers? It's me, Gtamen Uncut, now known as Gtamen Extra. There is indeed a bit extra on me, and I'm working on getting it off again, because, you know, holidays. Jokes and memes aside, we are doing a video that is probably like 10 days late, but that's fine. I have my reasons for it, and if you really want to know, I'm not going to tell you because it's way too depressing, and I'll spare you. We're trying to keep it fun on this channel. Yes. Anyways, first off, I want to start off with my kind of honorable mentions of 2024 of games that I did enjoy playing, but it was not like, oh my god, they blew me away. First up, Tomb Raider 1 to 3 Remastered. Enjoyed the first two games, but the third game was really taking the piss and I stopped playing it because I was like, yeah, right, okay, I'm done with this shit. After playing the first two and its frustrations that came with that, the third one is where the devs kind of just went, we don't really want to make these games anymore. We're burned out. There's a very interesting documentary about that too, made by Marco Style. If you've never seen that, about the development of those games and how they got worked to death. You know, before they decided in the game industry that crunch was not okay. Next up, Pacific Drive. While I didn't complete the game, the moments that I played, it was a very interesting and very cool game. Sadly, it got a little bit repetitive for me, and I kind of wanted to move on to a different game while on stream. And as in typical fashion with me, if I don't stream the game, I don't play the game. Because, you know, that's just kind of how it goes as a streamer, I guess. Poor me. Next up, Destiny 2, The Final Shape. It's a DLC, I know, but very cool DLC, definitely the best DLC that they launched in a very long time. Very cool moments in there, and while I still haven't done the raid and probably won't be playing the raid anytime soon, yeah, it was a very cool DLC and I really enjoyed like a lot of things that I did with it. I no longer play Destiny 2 like pretty much everyone else because they kind of dropped the ball with it and they are currently bleeding players like crazy. Speaking of bleeding players like crazy, Black Ops 6 is also on the honorable mention. I just enjoy it. I've been kind of like getting done with the dark matter grind on multiplayer. The zombies is really cool. I've played not a whole lot of Warzone and I still kind of want to, but yeah, overall, it's Call of Duty. I enjoy playing it. It's kind of like switch your brain off and have a bit of fun, you know. And I think it's been a solid offering this year for sure. Now, as to my top 5 for 2024, on number 5 is Squirrel with a Gun. That game is so goofy and I had such a laugh with it that it just deserves to be on the top 5 spot. There's no two ways about it. On number 4, Stellar Blade, just a great game. And I know some of you are going to be like, yeah, it's about the gameplay, isn't it? Jokes and memes aside, the gameplay of Stellar Blade is just great. It just feels fantastic to play. And it's probably going to be as close to a new Devil May Cry as you're going to be getting, aside from Bayonetta, I suppose. But yeah, very, very solid game. Definitely worth checking out if you haven't played it just yet. The biggest surprise to me for this year is on number 3, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Before release, I kind of went in there thinking, yeah, it looks cool, it looks alright, but, you know, we'll kind of go in there open-minded and then maybe we'll, you know, see what is up with it. Yeah, no, this is definitely my top 3 game of the year. Like, it is a very, very good game, and if you haven't played it yet, go get Game Pass. It's coming on PS5 on next year, I believe. They haven't given it a release date yet, but I'd say it's definitely very much worth the play. It is a very good game that is very much staying true to the movies as well, at least the first 3, because, you know, there's 2 others, but for some reason people tend to forget about those 2. Not sure why. But overall, a very solid experience. It is really just an experience. I don't think you should be expecting too much gameplay from it, if you will. But just like if you want to live in an Indiana Jones movie, that game does that very, very well. Number 2, probably to no surprise, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth 3. It's a DLC, I know, but it was nominated for Game of the Year, so technically I can include it, right? According to the Game Awards. Regardless, I really adored Elden Ring, so Shadow of the Earth 3 just basically taking everything that they had from Elden Ring and then doing even more to it. Just absolutely fantastic. That final boss, though, honestly, one of the very few moments that you'll hear me actually cheering about beating a boss in a game. Like, that's probably one of the very few times that it happened. I think maybe like once, twice, and I guess including that boss. It was tough, but it was very rewarding, and I thoroughly enjoyed my time with Shadow of the Earth 3. Number 1 is a shared spot, and I know this is a bit of a cop-out, but bear with me. I haven't finished Black Myth Wukong yet, but I have thoroughly enjoyed it, so I didn't really feel like it was right to put it on the number 1 spot. But I am sharing the number 1 spot with Silent Hill 2, the remake. It is such a good game, and I really love playing it. I loved it so much that I also went back to the original and played that too, to kind of compare between the two. And while there's aspects of the first game that I kind of like, prefer, I would say that overall, I personally prefer playing the remake, as it's like a larger game, and I kind of just enjoyed the style and like, I guess, the more realistic graphics of it, if you will. And I understand the arguments behind like the original is a lot more gritty, etc., etc. But yeah, I enjoyed my time with it. I thought it was like just a really great game, and I just really walked away from having finished Silent Hill 2 like, that was great. I adored that. That was good. Black Myth Wukong, I am definitely still planning on finishing in its entirety, so stay tuned to the Twitch channel for that. Playthrough is coming in swinging in hot. As for 2025, there is a game coming out at some point this year in the fall apparently called GTA 6, but who cares? The games that I'm actually hyped about on the number 1 here is Split Fiction. It is from the same developers as A Way Out and It Takes Two. If you never played It Takes Two, grab a co-op partner and go play it. That game is fantastic. It's a very much worthy of a Game of the Year award that it did indeed get in the year of release, which was like 2021, I think. I don't know. Regardless, Split Fiction looks like it's taking everything from It Takes Two and then pumps it up to 11. That game looks amazing and is probably going to be amazing because It Takes Two was incredibly creative, and I would be shocked if Split Fiction is not exactly going to be like that too. Next up, surprise, surprise, more Elden Ring DLC. I mean, yeah, Night Rain is apparently a co-op experience, but you can also play it solo. So I'm cautiously excited about it, I guess, but at the same time, it's more Elden Ring, so why not, I suppose. Next up, Ghost of Yotai, the much anticipated sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, which I really enjoyed. I probably should do a replay of it as well before the next one comes out. And then obviously Mafia. I mean, look, if there's anything that's going to be perfect to play before GTA 6 comes out, it's a new Mafia game. I mean, summer 2025 means that we're definitely going to be playing it before GTA 6 comes out. And that's the main thing that I'm excited about, being able to play a game that is kind of from the same publisher, but also isn't. And well, while Mafia 3 gameplay was very repetitive, and some might argue not that great, the story and the vibe of that game was fantastic, and I might consider like going through the Mafia games again before the new one comes out too, because why not? I can do these things, and I'm pretty sure people would enjoy watching it too, so that's a win as well. As for the anticipated list, a little bit shorter. Sniper Elite The Resistance is the first game coming out this year, for me at least, in January, in a couple of weeks' time. And then Doom The Dark Ages, which is something that I'm very much looking forward to. Really enjoyed Eternal and the 2016 Doom. Honestly, Doom is just good fun. It's just mindless, just murdering things with some heavy metal blasting in the background. I mean, what's not to love? And I mean, still playing the Doom Eternal soundtrack from time to time because it's great. And finally, I have a list of things that I'm kind of curious about and kind of wondering I'll probably check out and, maybe hover over the refund button if I don't like it too much. I don't know. Regardless, Avowed looks interesting. I'm kind of like cautiously like I want to check it out, but I probably only check it out because it's on Game Pass. Atomfall looks interesting too. Probably another title I'll get from Game Pass too. Borderlands 4. Probably kind of want to go through like Borderlands 2 and 3 before I get into 4. I did play the first one and the pre-sequel and never played 2 or 3. People might flame me for never having played Borderlands 2, but yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It's a relatively lengthy game and I just never sat down and played it. No, I'll be honest. Dying Light, The Beast, kind of cautiously looking forward to that. I didn't actually finish Dying Light 2 because I kind of got bored of it. So this one is going to be like, hopefully it's on Game Pass. If it isn't, I might skip it. Or if it like turns out to be like really amazing and like a true advancement unlike the previous two, but I guess time will tell. Fable is another one that I'm like interested in. You know, it's on Game Pass, so why not check it out? And finally is Judas, which is like the spiritual successor to BioShock. I really enjoyed those BioShock games. A couple of years ago, I went through all the BioShock games, and I really enjoyed those. So I'm wondering if they'll capture the spirit of those BioShock games and will make a spiritual successor with that, with Judas. I'm sure there are some games that I've forgotten. You can definitely recommend some things that are on your list of things that you would like me to check out, or think like, hey, you would really enjoy that. If you're going to say something like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I'm sorry, but that looks like an extremely slow game, and if there's one thing that I don't do well with, is extremely slow RPG games. But hey, if it's like really good, I might check it out anyways. Who knows? Either way, with that said, that was kind of it for my 2024 list and 2025 list. I'm sure more stuff will be announced in the coming months, and hopefully some release dates too, because right now everything is kind of like, yeah, it will come out at some point, but maybe it won't. Regardless, thanks for watching, and bye.